Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Fan Behavior. I am Zoe, back with Hannah, though not
Hi.
not in person. Hannah is still out of town, but that's okay. We
hmm
we will always give you content.
Yes. And I do apologize. Like, this is the best I could do if you're watching on YouTube. And if you're audio only, I don't know how the sound's coming through, but my microphone decided it didn't want to work anymore. But we're still here. We're still
We're still
vibing. It's all
here.
good.
Listen,
We
we
care about you so much. So we're just giving you anything we can.
we're doing our best. It's an off week in Formula One, so
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
just
We're
is what
like,
it is.
lucky you that we're here. Also, I think a few weeks ago, someone commented on one of our YouTube videos, and I genuinely, I'm not knocking this. That was very nice of them. They're like, you need to start recording in 4K. Like, you deserve to be doing that. And while I totally agree, there's a budget involved with that we simply don't have. And today is certainly not 4K. It's just not something we can do
Well, we also
today.
tried to, we do have the ability to record in 1080, but
hmm
it makes it absolutely impossible for us to upload to YouTube. So
Yeah.
that is another caveat to the
Yeah.
quality of not this YouTube stuff, because obviously
Yeah.
when we record like this, it's not going to be great. But our in person,
hmm
you know,
Yeah. So if anyone has any tips and tricks, drop them in the
or like a
comments.
millionaire, billionaire who wants to provide us, not even millionaire,
100,000-aire, I don't
yes.
think we need that much. We just need more than we have.
Someone that has some cash that wants to throw it our way for
Yeah.
like $1,000 camera and some like those expensive microphones. Those what are they?
The
Sure,
road ones? Oh,
no,
sure. Yeah.
they're like $400 a pop.
Yeah.
Not
And
cheap.
like, trust me, I want to sound like that too.
I'd
But
love that.
yeah, girls gotta eat.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we're doing a mailbag episode.
We
I
love
think
these.
we were already going to do this anyway, and then I think it just fits in perfectly regardless because we did have the F1 movie premiere, which we'll talk about in some of the questions, but there hasn't been a whole lot going on. So I think it's a good filler week episode to
Mhm.
do. Should we just jump right in
Please.
for the questions? Okay. So I said we start off talking about it, but your thoughts on the F1 premiere slash who was best and worst dressed?
Ooh, good question. I loved, I really, I mean, maybe it doesn't seem that like wild and crazy, but I thought it was super cool that the carpet had like the whole grid. I thought that was really awesome. And didn't really expect that. I don't know why, I was just expecting more of a traditional red carpet. But loved that. Thought that was fun, especially for people who were just walking by, like to be able to see the cars and stuff like that. I think that was really cool. Um, I do want to just give an honorable mention to our friends James Coker and Ash Vandelay with their KFC mics. That was pretty
Yes.
incredible. Best dress, I mean Lewis Slade, obviously.
Iconic.
And I really loved Yuki's out. Like I thought he did very. So I think see you on the internet,
Yeah.
formerly TG1F, posted about like it was like giving NBA late 90s. I understood didn't understand the reference, understood the photo, and it really was,
Yeah.
which was weird. Like they were all weirdly,
It just wasn't tailored right.
well, I was gonna say horribly dressed, which isn't really true, but it was incorrect, but also on like thematic, which was
Yes.
interesting.
It was very like no one
It was
popped out
cohesive.
with like a color or anything. It was
Yeah, it was
all
very
cohesive.
cohesive.
You're right.
And then I can't remember, I don't know if it was someone that we're friends with or if it was just like, another creator or someone, but the watches is hilarious. Like I don't
Oh,
even think I
Tiggy posted
recognized.
that.
Yeah, oh yeah, it was Tiki.
Yeah.
And I'm like, is this just a posed choice or are we sponsored? And probably a little bit of both, because and like, yeah, tech you, or if you want to sponsor me, I'll do whatever you need me to do in a photo, like whatever. But yeah, I thought Yuki wore it very well. And I don't know if I could call
You don't have
out
to say worst. Like
a
we don't
worse
have
dress,
to.
but I would say that the look that they all seemed to be vibing for worked better on some than others.
Yeah, for sure. Well, there's this guy, I don't know what his job is, but he like has a following on Twitter and I think he's like a menswear stylist fashion
Mm.
guy and somebody
Mhm.
asked him like not in the F1 world, but someone asked him to like rate all the drivers' outfits and so
Oh,
like
brilliant.
he went through it and because he knows a lot about tailoring and how suits are supposed to be dressed and he said Yuki was his favorite of he was like I didn't totally work and there's parts of it that didn't quite fit him exactly like they should, but the idea, the sort of his was meant to be oversized.
Correct.
Whereas some other drivers, it was like Charles Leclerc's jacket was too oversized, but it wasn't
Yeah.
supposed to be oversized.
Yeah.
I didn't love that. And I
Yeah.
thought Alex Albon looked good.
Yeah, he looks
And
great.
I thought Pierre actually looked pretty
Hmm.
good. But again, it wasn't anything like interesting. The girls, the wags, I loved Lily's dress the
Yeah,
best. I thought
I
she
did
looked
too.
really good, but they all looked great.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, and also just to preface, because we got some questions about our opinions of the F1 movie and stuff. We both have not seen the F1 movie.
Right.
I assume we'll probably try to see it together when it comes out. So our thoughts, we'll
Yeah.
save our thoughts for when we
And
see.
I'm already assuming that like the movie itself is it's like I think we've made it or I may have alluded to this before, but like Top Gun Maverick was a fantastic film and probably not accurate in a lot of ways. I do think that the F1 movie will be really good and we'll be missing a lot of like real information. But so is Drive to Survive and we're here. So I appreciate what the movie's going to do for the sport.
Well, it's funny, like my dad always talks about how much he doesn't like law courtroom scenes in movies because it's
Oh,
just
uh-huh.
so not
Quick and
realistic.
not realistic.
And
Yeah.
like Legally Blonde for, that, but that's also like a kitschy, it's like not supposed to be super
Right.
serious. But he's always just like, that was wrong, that was wrong. And I'm always kind of like, just let it
Yeah, just let
what
it
it is.
be.
But I get it. If you're in it for so long, it's hard not
Yeah.
to. And so I already, I guess, kind of spoiler alert for the movie, though I don't think it's that big of a spoiler. But like, apparently, Brad Pitt's character has been out of F1 for 3 decades.
Decades?
Yes,
You can barely get back in if you've been out for 3 years.
I know. And so I'm like, okay,
Oh
like that's there
God.
are these just certain things that I'm kind of like, oh, I'm gonna have a little bit of a hard time getting past
Yeah,
this.
I mean, well, I guess where it's interesting too because they had so, I mean, obviously Lewis is a producer. They had like Bernie Collins and Ruth, is it Buscombe?
Yeah,
I feel like I always pronounce, okay. Like they had a lot of people involved, Will Buxton was involved.
yeah,
They had a lot of people who I know were advising them. And it's just kind of okay, well, when is it like 3 decades? Like, I guess for a cinema, for people who've never seen Formula One anything before, it has to be that dramatic because they don't understand. Like, 3 years is like, so what? Like, who
right,
cares?
right.
But we know that 3 year, I mean, a year, you might never see the light of Formula One again. The lights go out, if you will.
Yeah,
But, yeah, that's insane.
I know.
That's literally never gonna happen.
So
Yeah.
we'll definitely, once we see it, we'll do an episode like just talking about it, and
Yeah.
I'm sure I will at least have a bunch of.
Yeah. I mean, that's like Checo coming back 30 years from now.
I know, it's so
What?
crazy.
Be for
It's so
real.
crazy.
It's
I
never
know.
gonna
I
happen.
know. I know. Like so funny.
I
Anyway,
know.
okay.
Okay.
Okay, this is a good question from our friend Tasha. If someone were to only if someone were to give you 25K to spend on only F1 races next year, how would you spend it?
Oh, that's a really good question.
And I'm assuming it's 25,000 each, or I'm going to interpret it as
As we
25,000
should, which
each.
is great because that does open things up. I think I would, I think well, are we going for like volume of races or are we going for like
So
full
I would want
experience?
like a combination. I would want
Yeah.
like probably one very high end, like best of the
Hmm.
best experience, but then I'd also want to like try to see
Yeah, because I feel like
more.
it would probably be like a Monaco Silverstone plus an adjacent race.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
And
Yeah,
like go really big at
one
Monaco
of
or
them or two of
Silverstone.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then just like be because the other thing like with if you go super high end, like that's obviously awesome and you get a lot of perks, but then you also like it's very the fan energy element is
It's
kind of
very
out of
different.
it
Yeah. Hmm.
because it's a
Yeah.
lot of corporate people. So
Hmm.
maybe we do like, we're well, I don't know if we want to be in like the Dutch army necessarily. You might want to be
Mm.
a part of that, but like I would,
Well, I don't look great in orange.
yes, you do. You have those orange
The
pants.
pants, but like,
You can wear those though.
okay, I can't wear a t-shirt though. It's like a little
Okay.
wild.
But maybe we find
Meanwhile, the like orange palette behind me.
yeah, we find some races where we can kind of be more like among the people in the
Yeah.
crowd, really getting the culture and the environment,
Mhm.
and then races where we're just like bougie.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that really answers the question because I don't really know how much 25K would get us. Also, like, does this
Such a good point.
include
Travel,
travel?
hotel, right, right, right. And like, are we going to get lucky with any of our, like our fairy godmother, Alice? Like, are we gonna like get anything on
Comped.
the side? Yeah.
Sure.
Side
Yeah.
deals.
Ideal.
Um, because then like obviously our money can go a lot farther. Maybe we can, stretch it out and go to a couple extra races.
Totally. Well, we're
Yeah.
happy to put this to
But
the test.
clearly not domestic races. Like,
Oh, no, 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 no. We're
yeah,
going
yeah,
overseas.
we're going overseas.
Actually, and I would honestly say if we could maybe replace honestly Monaco for Australia, I'd
Oh, such a
I'd
good point.
appreciate that. And maybe
Yeah, yeah,
honestly
yeah.
Australia, Abu Dhabi,
Yeah. Hmm.
the bookends.
Although I could also go Australia Suzuka.
Totally. Of course.
Hmm.
Of course. Okay,
And
great.
honestly, I would love to go to Singapore, but I won't be able to handle it. Like physically,
Unless you're
the
flying first
humidity.
class.
Well, no, 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 not the distance.
Oh, the
Like
heat.
physically in Singapore, I think I might like I'll just be a verbal. Like I
Yeah.
can't.
That would be tough.
But if anyone wants to send us, I'm willing to go.
Okay. Which 2000 rom-com does each of the drivers, do each of the drivers belong in? I know that's kind of putting you on the spot. I did have an idea though,
Hmm.
because there's that couple on TikTok that watches
Yes, love
movies
them.
and they're currently doing Aquamarine or they just did Aquamarine. And so I thought
Okay,
I
we
could,
have to hang out with them.
I know, but I thought we could make it specific. I don't know. Hopefully people have seen Aquamarine. If you haven't,
Mhm.
like it's a classic of our childhood.
Yeah.
But which driver on the F1 grid would be the best as the lead man? Because that's a very specific role. And for those who
Yeah.
don't know, he's just like this very like kind of
What's his name?
beach.
Ruben?
Oh no, it's oh shoot. It's something like that. It's like kind of it's kind of not what you'd expect.
Yeah.
Uh
Because he seems like a Kyle.
yeah, like
Oh,
a
Raymond. It's
Raymond,
Raymond. Yeah,
Raymond, you're right.
yeah.
Yeah, I just looking it up. But he's like this really kind of like popular beach like lifeguard guy who
Hmm.
these two girls who are like in middle school have a big crush on and they're like obsessed
Yeah.
with him. So like
I
who do
mean,
you
to me,
think?
he's giving like Charlotte Claire, maybe Pierre, but like, I think yeah, because
He's
the
giving
thing
Charlotte
about,
Claire.
yeah, and the thing about Raymond is that like, I know that he's supposed to be like the hot guy, but he's like, no, I mean, there's like hot,
He's
as far
boy
as
next
like,
door.
yeah, he
I
is,
think more
yeah,
so.
yeah, 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 which
Yeah.
is
So
Charles.
Charlotte Claire is too handsome probably
Yeah.
to be him.
Yes, I guess that was my point.
Maybe okay,
Um,
okay. What if it's like an not this is not I don't mean this in like a that he's
mhm.
but what about like Oscar Piastri?
Yeah, and the thing is, like Oscar, I just have such a hard time. Like he's so funny in so many moments, but I just,
Yeah, he's not that same energy. Yeah.
yeah, but
I know.
that vibe, like
Oscar,
Lando's probably too much,
yes. Oscar would be someone in a rom-com. Like he does have kind of like
Yeah.
a certain energy. I
Well,
can't think of a
he's always
movie.
given me like someone who would be like an enemies to lovers. Like he's
Ooh.
so straight and neutral that you just think
Hmm.
he hates you or like you can't stand him because he just like doesn't give you anything feedback wise or whatever.
I feel like
And
it's
then,
more friends to lovers.
okay,
He's kind
fine.
of like the guy who's just like kind of yeah, doesn't give you any emotion, but like he's
Yeah.
like your
But you've
friend
loved him your whole life.
and he's loved you, but like he doesn't really know how to show it.
Yeah.
So we
Okay.
haven't really given you any rom-coms, but
Yeah.
we could do another episode because we did an episode, I think it's a couple years now, where we did like the Hallmark
Yeah, that
movie,
was so funny.
movie like ideas for
Yeah,
every
the
single
tropes,
driver. Yeah, the tropes. We should do that again. Like come up with like a
the rom-com.
of
And
the of
actually,
each
I would
trope.
like to cast them in rom-coms, but I would want to like get a list of rom-coms. 'Cause I
Yeah,
think
we
that's
need to
what's so hard.
prepare.
It's like, yeah, it's a lot.
Maybe this will be a future episode. We can dive into
Yeah.
it more. Okay, if you could add a race anywhere in the world, where would it be?
Okay, funny because when you were talking about that question that Tasha asked, I kind of was like, oh, I wish there was a race in Greece,
Oh,
which was random, but like I want to go to Greece if I have 25K.
yeah.
So that could be fun, although I don't really like know that that would like actually make sense because I'm picturing like the islands of Greece and like obviously that's crazy. Um, Antarctica could be cool.
I mean, it would
Iceland would actually be dope.
Iceland
Like,
would be cool.
yeah.
I mean, I would love to see an African race.
Yes, that's a much better answer.
I think that would be great.
Yeah.
I think a race in, I mean, I know we have Brazil on the calendar, but like another South American
Hmm.
race, just because they're fans are like in
Hmm.
it to win it.
Passionate, yeah.
Um, if okay, if not that anyone, nor are we asking for another American race, because I know three is
Yeah.
plenty. But if they were to add one, where would you want it to be added? I mean, besides like Kansas City.
Yeah. Um, I this could never happen, but I think a street race in New York City would be
Oh
so
my
fucking
God,
cool.
it would be so cool.
It would be
Like
so
down Times
cool.
Square, if they
Yeah.
could make it like work with, yeah.
Yeah.
But
And
that's what
like
we have Vegas for.
yeah, I know, but I just think it would be so cool. I mean, to me, if it's another race in the US, it's not for a track. Like it needs to be a street race. Like I think because I think that's what makes it cool. Um, I don't know, something in California, like again, if they could do like down the PCH, that'd be dope.
That would be cool.
But yeah, I
I
don't
mean,
know
they
that I'm like
have
dying for another American
Laguna
race.
Seca, which is in
Yeah, that's
Monterey, which
true.
they use for IndyCar, is an amazing track. It's
Hmm.
beautiful, and that would be cool for
That would be cool.
Formula One. So
Hmm.
I don't know. There's lots of places they
Yeah.
probably should go. And I also saw actually, I don't know if you saw this, that like Thailand is putting in like a bunch of money to try to get a race.
Oh, that would be cool.
And like Alex Albon is working with like their government to get
Amazing.
a race, which would also be very cool.
Yeah, that would be
Hot,
amazing.
but
Yeah.
cool.
But if they could do Singapore, they could do Thailand.
Of course, they totally could.
Mhm.
Um, okay.
Also, a street race like in London proper would be cool.
Yeah. Basically, a street race in any major city is going to be pretty
Yeah.
cool. Like Paris,
Yeah.
I don't Rome, I don't know. Name your
Yeah.
city. Okay,
In the
where
Coliseum.
yeah. Oh wow, that would be cool. Where
Hmm.
would you put Lando's chances to win the drivers' championship right now? Like I guess percentage wise.
As in like a split percentage between him and Oscar or
Just percentage of
okay.
win.
I would say there's like a 60% chance I'll win the chip. I mean, it's getting lower by the day, in my opinion.
But so you would put his chances more than Oscar's.
No.
Oh, but you gave him 60%.
But I asked if I had to compare him with another driver.
Well,
I know. I look, I don't like math. Um, it's lower than it was
yeah.
before last weekend, in my
Oh,
opinion.
yeah,
Yeah, and I mean,
definitely.
obviously, like I know that like goes without saying because he obviously like didn't score points. Can I also just say, because I was not here for that recap,
Yeah,
I am unbelievably impressed with his ability to immediately say it was his
I
fault.
know. It
I
was,
did not see that coming, and I really felt like a proud
I
mother.
know.
I was just like, you know what? Good. Because immediately I was just like, this is gonna cause World War III. This is so terrible.
Yep.
Um, but yeah, I mean, that really screwed him. And again, I think when it comes to him and Oscar, the mentality of each of them is so different that I think because it's getting into this battle, he's more likely to crumble under the
Yeah, or like
pressure.
make some mistakes for
Yeah.
perhaps. Also, because now it's like he knows he has to,
You're right. I mean, he's got a lot of
he might
ground to make
force
up.
it when he doesn't need
Yeah.
to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say, and honestly, like, so I would say right now his chances are maybe like, I would say like 25%. And
Hmm.
I say that also because I think, Max, I just think Max is like right
He's
there in
lurking.
it.
Yeah.
And I I don't know. I'm just and the McLaren wasn't the best tr car in Montreal, which may not mean anything. It could just be a
Did they
one-off.
bring upgrades? I was a little distracted when I mean I watched, but I was
I don't believe that they did.
okay because that they had a weird
I know,
weekend.
and that it could have just been like the
A weird,
track,
yeah,
whatever. But that's as of today.
yeah.
Obviously, if Au Austria could go so differently, and that number could in increase. But
Hmm.
that's kind of where maybe I'll give him like 30% chance.
Sure.
It's getting lower, but it's still in play.
Yeah, for sure.
Still in play.
Also, like just to go back to our last, and I have never been, and I have no idea what the terrain is like, or like if this is even feasible. But like Cuomo or Como, like
Like,
not to be confused with the politician. Yeah, that would be a really cool one. It would be stunning.
that would be
I do
beautiful.
apologize if I've offended anyone. I'm not trying to give him
You're
airtime.
you're just confusing words. It's okay. I mean, they sound the exact same.
Yeah.
Okay, what other drivers do you think will win a race this year that haven't won a race? Or do you
I
think
think
anyone will?
I do think that if they have good weekends like they did this weekend, I think there's a good possibility that like Kimmy could get himself
I
a
think he
victory, which would be
could.
amazing.
Mm.
I don't have a lot of. I would love to see another winner, but like I think Kimmy's the only one that I'm like
So
feels feasible at the
you
moment.
don't think Ferrari has a chance?
I do not. And now I want to also be clear, like I would love to be proved wrong there, but also I feel like really out of the loop. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to like tangent this.
No,
Is our king Fred Vasseur in jeopardy?
I
Because I
don't
will
think
not have that
so.
slander.
That's just there's like rumors that he might be, but they've kind of been shot
Okay.
down.
Okay, because I'm sorry. No.
Yeah.
Um, unless they replace him with Otmar, and that's like the only thing that would be
Or
fine.
Cyril.
Yeah, or Cyril. But no, I mean, I guess I could see Charles winning.
I
I
could see him
unfortunately
getting
I
like
don't at this
one.
rate, the way that things have are going, like it won't be Lewis. So Ferrari might win, but it'll be Charles, and I could see Kimi winning.
Yeah, I could see like one Ferrari win this season somewhere like
Yeah.
it's a little crazy. They make a good strategy call, like something happens. I could see it. It wouldn't
Yeah.
shock me. Kimmy, I think, has a chance.
Yeah.
I mean, unfortunately, I would love to be proven wrong, but like I don't think it's gonna be Yuki.
No.
Um, and I'm trying to think if there's anyone else, like, could we see a Williams win? Could
I would
in
love to see a
in
Williams win, but
this
I don't think we'll get it until next year if we're getting it
I think the
soon.
only way we get a like really out of the box winner is if it's a crazy race like Brazil
Yeah.
last year or
Yeah,
something,
yeah, yeah.
where
Yeah.
it's just like, what's going on? There's chaos.
Yeah, and also I know no one asked, but as much as we've grown to love him, Georgie really teed me off last week.
For what?
He was just being so chirpy about Max. It was really
Oh, he
irritating to
was,
me.
yes, he was kind of poking the bear.
Yeah, I
He
know
was
no one asked, but I just had
he
to say,
he was poking the bear for sure.
yeah, he was.
Um, which driver on the grid is most likely to lose their seat next year? Like, which driver do we think we will most likely not see in F1?
Uh, I hope this is not the case, but based on how things are going and the teams they're on, I would say Liam and Yuki, which sucks.
Yeah.
Because I don't want either of them to be out of the sport. And But I mean, I think everyone else, like, I mean, if you're looking at just strictly race results, I mean, people could say Gabby, but like,
No.
that's
Yeah.
never going to happen
Yeah.
because they're just like totally rebranding. I also think it's like such an interesting one because of all the regulation changes. Like, everyone's going to be kind of starting, not really from zero, but like starting from such like new places that it's like, you know how I feel about this. It's like, can we just keep giving them a chance, please, instead of just
Right.
like throwing them out and like bringing someone else in especially because next year everybody's going to be in new territory. So I just, I hope
Yeah.
I'm wrong, but that would to me feels, and I'm trying to think through if there's anybody
No,
else, but
I think you're right about Yuki. It's just a little dicey
what
and
do we do if Yuki is not in Formula One? I mean, like honestly,
I
I
don't know.
never thought that I'd get to a place where that's a thing I said, but like, what the hell?
I know it would be really
It's
devastating.
a world I don't want, I'll
I
tell you
know.
that.
I know. And Liam, I think, yeah, I mean, Liam is he's certainly the second driver at VCarb. So that doesn't do him any favors because
Hmm.
then you're on the chopping block.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be shocked about Franco. Wouldn't be
Oh,
shocked.
I wouldn't be shocked about Franco either. I guess I didn't really, I was trying to go through the lineup in my head. I wouldn't be shocked about that either, but I also, that seat is like, I just can't even comment
I
on it
know.
anymore. It's like, it's too
Well,
much.
and the fact that we have Cadillac coming into, it's like there are these
Oh,
two
yeah.
free seats coming in
Yeah.
that like won't take someone else's seat. So they're still able
Right.
to add people to the grid without taking someone's seat away.
Yeah.
So Godspeed, Yuki and Liam.
Yeah.
Best of luck.
Amen.
Um, okay. If you got to have your own team, how would it look? Your team principal, drivers, etc. With this,
From the existing,
let's do this
yeah.
current grid. Yeah.
Um, team principal, honestly, I'm going James Vowles.
Extended
Hmm.
with Williams today.
Yes, congrats, Jamie.
Congrats.
I just think he's got a lot of the like Toto Wolff training. He's got a lot of pizzazz. I think he's like really dialed in,
Yep.
dedicated to the cause. Um, Driver wise, I would take Max, obviously, and I think I'd take Alex Albon.
Ooh, okay. So you're gonna run back Red Bull circa, but it's gonna be much
I
better this
forgot I
time.
was doing that, but yes.
It's gonna be much better this time because Alex is, experienced. You also
Yeah.
have James Vowles in
Yeah.
control, which I think might change some things around.
Yeah, and especially like Alex is getting communicative, and I appreciate
Yes.
that. Yeah.
Yes, he is. Okay. I am going to do Toto Wolff as my principal.
Yeah.
I love Fred, but like I gotta go with the sure hand.
Tried and true. Yeah.
Yes. And then, I'm gonna do Charles Leclerc and Yuki Tsunoda,
Nice.
which I don't
They'll
think is
be
a
fun.
shocking.
Their
That'd be
social
fun.
content would be really fun.
Yeah. And I'll make Pierre very jealous.
Yeah. Oh, you're so right.
Yeah, he'll be because I was
They
thinking like Oscar and Yuki, but like that's just not gonna really work. I mean, maybe it
no.
would. Yuki's like the common, like if him with anyone, it's gonna be like there's gonna be energy because it's him. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah, but it's not matched in the correct way. I mean, it's hard to match the energy, but it's not
Who would be
received
like the
maybe
most
appropriately.
chaotic pairing? Like if these two are together, it's like all bets are off. I
There's
mean,
something about Yuki and Franco that feels like it could be really
yeah.
overwhelming. Um,
Or like Yuki and Kimmy. Like that's a lot
yeah,
of youthful energy,
that
short
is.
king, um,
Yeah, I also think Yuki and Esteban would like not
not
vibe long term.
not
And
work.
Yuki and Lance,
Oh no, that's not gonna work.
no. And that was a with the whole like, oh, Aston Martin, will they need to take Yuki because of Honda?
But
This is
Yuki and Fernando, that would hit.
slay. Yeah, and they may kill each other on the track, but they'll have fun in social
They
content.
will have so much fun. Like,
Yeah,
actually who would do great as a combo for social is Fernando and Isaac.
totally agree.
They would bring it.
I adore Isaac.
No, what a
He's so sweet
I
and
know.
hilarious.
I know, so funny. Um, okay. Should Ferrari be scared that Charles Leclerc is going to leave?
So my thing is like, where's he gonna go? I
I know.
mean,
I
I
know.
think we've said it for a lot. First of all, it's like everyone's dream to drive for Ferrari. If he's going to leave Ferrari, he's like Mercedes or uh McLaren is getting rid of one of their drivers, which like I just don't foresee happening. I mean, I guess I could see if George wants to make a move or whatever, but like I just don't see a world in which that's happening.
No.
Um,
I think George, the only driver that could kick out George from Merck is
is
Max. Like,
Max,
I
yeah.
don't even think Charles Leclerc can do that.
No, I don't
Maybe,
think so
maybe he
either.
can. I don't know.
But I
Like,
don't think he'd want to. I mean, the Mercedes energy doesn't fit with Charles either.
yeah,
I mean, it kind of does. I mean, it's
it's
like,
better than any other option,
yeah.
like
And so
Red Bull.
that's I think my thing is like he's not well, and like who knows from now, but like I don't think he would go to Cadillac because it's just going to be like a completely new team.
Nope.
Um, and I mean, I guess next year if they come out and they're just like destroying everybody, maybe he'd be like, "Hey, want me?" But yeah, I don't. Again, I also never thought Lewis would leave necessarily, so never say never. I mean, I wonder if they're having lots of conversations about that. But I could see Charles sticking around because I also think he wants his first championship to be with Ferrari. So
Or his a championship. It would be his luck if he left and then they were great the next year. Like that would be Charles Leclerc's luck.
so
It would
so
be the
true.
Danny Rick special.
Oh my God.
Um,
Also, his new endeavor. I'm so glad that he's not retired anymore.
yeah, LOL. Um, okay, newer fan of F1. What's the most
Welcome.
important piece of lore I should know?
Incident.
Oh, that's good.
It's just because people like quote it in everyday life. Like I even just say incident now. It's
I
just
know.
like
Yeah,
when
it's
I'm
the
saying
Max
incident.
Charles Leclerc on
Hmm.
track karting battle from when they were, I don't know, like 12, 13, something like
Yeah.
that. And they
Yeah.
were interviewed. Whoever that man is, like
Oh, I know.
we need to get him on the podcast
It's so true. Like, what was
because
it?
that was
What's it like
history.
now, knowing that you got the most iconic interview of all time?
So iconic.
Um,
I
do you
think
think like if you're not familiar, so you have to study up on
I
Mercedes?
was gonna say like the Nico
Yeah.
Lewis lore just goes so deep and is so like it's begging to be made into a movie. Like I'm just waiting, or some sort of like
Mhm.
novel book. Like
Yeah.
it's just the childhood friends to enemies, or childhood friends to teammates to enemies to whatever pipeline is just
To
like
cordial. Yeah.
very, I don't know. It's just it's lore you can't get anywhere else.
Hmm.
It's very strong. I
Yeah.
feel like
I think
that's the
those are
biggest one.
the definitely the biggest. I know, I mean, I know we're missing some, but
I mean,
I feel
a
like those
lot of
are,
it is just like sayings and words, like
yeah.
kikie or
Yeah,
like
right.
high performance athlete.
Hmm.
It's just
Like
like very
sweat. Yeah.
niche things that are like internet speak, but it's sort of hard to be like, it's just hard to explain.
Yeah.
It's just a part of the
But definitely
culture.
the internet, you can find that. Oh, Maria Carey. I think it's niche, but I do think it's fun. That is a Carlos Lando McLaren Christmas social post that they did. And Carlos, because he speaks Spanish, they pronounce it Maria Carey, and Lando loses his mind.
Yeah,
That's a really funny one.
he's trying to guess
Yeah.
the song, and he says Maria Carey, and Lando's just like, "What?"
Yeah. Maria. Anyway. But yeah,
Classic.
I think those are top three that I could think
There's
of at the
probably
moment.
some that we're totally
Yeah, drop them in
forgetting.
the comments. So our new, also welcome to Formula One.
Yeah, God
Hope you don't
bless.
regret it.
Um, what is the first question you ask someone when you learn they are F1 fans? Who's your
Who's your
favorite
favorite
driver?
driver? Yeah. It says a lot about someone.
It
And
does.
I hate when, and it's typical because just the fact of it is I typically will meet like if I meet new fans or whatever, like in work or whatever, it's usually men. And they're like, who's
Mm,
your favorite team?
mm.
No, no, no. I'm a different kind of fan. So I said, so then I kind of go through the rigmarole of if I'm like, okay, well, if I had to pick a team cohesively, it's, maybe McLaren because I do like both of those driver, whatever. It's like a whole to do and it gets very complicated.
It's a whole
Also, it was funny,
deal.
I was wearing my Oracle Red Bull hat at work the other day. And Oracle's a massive company that has a lot of different divisions, but one of their divisions is a competitor of ours. And someone was like, "Are you wearing an Oracle hat?" And I was like, "It's a Formula One Red Bull racing hat. Thank you so much."
My dad was when he was on his road trip back from New York, he was outside of a store. I don't have to get into the whole story, but
Sure.
this guy saw my dad's hat and like struck up a
Hmm.
conversation with my dad about Formula One and all the things. And he, I think, subscribed to our podcast.
Oh my
So
God, that's so, first of all, hi, hope you're here. And then one of my coworkers was like, "Oh, I'm at this meeting and one of our, I think it was, well, it doesn't matter. But he was like going to the Montreal race and she was like, "Oh yeah, my coworker, blah, blah, blah. I think he subscribed as well. So welcome if you're here.
grassroots,
Happy to have you."
grassroots, people on the ground,
Yeah.
getting
Pretty
people
sure
to
he works for Tim Hortons. So
Oh, nice.
yeah, let me know if you need any ad reads. We love
Nice.
donuts.
We do. We love all the things that are involved with Tim Hortons. Well, I guess you don't like coffee,
No, tea,
but I
whatever.
do, so that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, it was directed towards me, but I think we both can obviously answer the question. It said, "What is Zoe's ideal future for Yuki in the 2026 season?"
Mm.
I mean, obviously, like he has a great second half of the season and he kills it and he keeps his seat at Red Bull. Like that's
Yeah.
also okay. Just to circle back, like, did you see the picture of Yuki with Christian and Jerry at the premiere?
I did
Oh my
not.
God, I'll have to send it to you. It's like them on the
Okay.
red carpet, like Yuki in the middle, Christian and Jerry. It's like he's like their son. It was it was kind of weird, but anyway,
It was kind of weird.
I mean not weird, but just
No, 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 I
I
know.
was
It's
just
just
kind of like, why are they all three
well,
posing
it's just
together?
funny. It's like, in what world was this ever gonna happen?
No,
Yeah.
yeah, like for so long, you guys. Anyway,
Yeah.
um, I mean, yeah, ideally, I would like him to stay at Red Bull. If he can't stay at Red Bull, I would love for some other team to pick him
Yeah.
up. But like, I
Yeah.
just,
We need Yuki in Formula One, period. And not like if his only way to stay in is as a reserve driver, like, okay, but no
it
thanks.
just sucks. Like, you know, as I've said this before. Like, I'm all for nepotism when it serves me and my interests.
Scream it. Say it
And
with your
so like
chest.
and so like the Honda connection, like obviously like I'm willing to like I'm not proud of the fact that I'm like Honda, come on, like pony up and like keep him in the
Sure.
sport. Like I would
But
love
you're
him,
just honest with
but
yourself.
it's just the reality. But the truth
Yeah.
is that with that Honda's only with one team and that one team basically only has one spot. So like that's what's hard.
of course.
Whereas the Red Bull connection, when Honda was with Red Bull, they had four seats essentially. So
Yeah, that's so
like
true.
it's our numbers are just getting dwindled.
Ugh,
I mean, what I
you
love,
hate to see it.
I don't want this for Franco. Like I want Franco to stay in Formula One, but what I absolutely love a Pierre and Yuki reunion in Alpine.
Well,
Yes, of
maybe they
course
just
I would.
swap.
Okay. Franco goes to
Oh, no, 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 no. Isaac to Red Bull, Franco, or yeah, Franco to
oh,
V-Carb,
to
Yuki
Ricard.
to Alpine,
Okay.
to Alpine.
Sure, yeah. Or something happens, but like at some point in my life, I would love to see those two back together again,
Yeah.
but a girl can dream. I've dreamed a
I,
lot.
I I can't believe I'm asking this question, and please forgive me. Where did they drive together?
If Yuki went to Alpine. Oh, where
No,
did
no,
they drive
no.
together?
Yeah, yeah. What
Oh,
team were they on?
AlphaTauri.
Alpha Tauri, yes, okay. Because I was just like, it's not on the grid anymore. Like Pierre's never driven for V-Carb. I don't understand, and I forgot. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I knew I was gonna feel like an idiot when you told me the answer, and I do. So
Good times.
for a new F1 fan who's
Yeah,
listening,
exactly. Who would you want to be a title sponsor for your Formula One team?
Elf.
Oh, that's
Hmm.
good. That's
Yeah,
really good. Are they, do you think that that's like, because I feel like you could go really big if you wanted to.
yeah,
Like, I guess Elf is big.
yeah.
Um,
Well, I just am thinking about it from like a female motorsport situation. I'm thinking about it from like a personal standpoint. We love Elf. They've got Road, now, which could be
yep.
fun. We could do lots of stuff.
Well, I would
Um,
definitely, I don't know if it's a title sponsor, but I would definitely have Vaseline as a sponsor.
Totally.
I would
Great call.
definitely have Q-tips.
Yes. First of all, underrated. Like, here's what I've been started to watch some NASCAR lately, and
Uh,
like, there's a team that has Chili's as a sponsor,
oh,
and
that's
I
good.
recognize that Chili's isn't global. Like, it doesn't make sense for Chili's to do that necessarily. But like Nando's would be a sick
Oh,
sponsorship.
yeah.
Um, I just like we need to think out of the box a little bit. Like,
Yeah. I mean, I would definitely probably pick a beauty brand
yeah,
as like the main sponsor.
Vaseline.
I would have to like think about that a little bit more in terms of whatever's going to give me, honestly, who's going to give me the most money so I can have the
Yeah, I
best team.
know. But also I want to make sure I like actually like what's going
Stay true
on
to your
in their
brand.
house. Yeah.
Yeah. Um,
Rode microphone or Shure microphones.
yeah. Yeah. Okay, this one said your top three favorite IndyCar drivers.
Oh, Pato Award, obviously friend of the pod. Christian Lundgaard because we met in person. He was really nice.
You had an interaction.
And Kyle Kirkwood because I
Okay.
think he's also sponsored by Chili's.
I would say, I mean, yes, Pato obviously is number one
Yeah.
in our hearts forever.
Yeah.
He's our friend, just like Frankie Muniz. Um,
Oh, love Frankie.
and then David Malukas, I love.
Oh, you're right. I do love David. He did
I
so well at the 500.
I know, I love. I mean, those are my two favorites. Like, if I
Hmm.
had to be like, who would you root for in a race? I'd be like
Yeah.
Pato or David Malukas.
Yeah. I also really like Connor Daly.
I mean, there's a lot of drivers I like,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I think they're my two like top favorites.
Oh my God, Joseph's crash the other day was
I
horrifying.
know. Maybe we should go to
Uh,
St. Louis next year.
yeah.
That could be fun.
Yeah. I think our friends are going to St. Louis too.
Oh, nice.
I think Tech
Um,
Talk's going. So
okay.
said a story of theirs. Sorry,
Oh,
continue.
yeah. Best surprise and flop thus far with 10 races in. I
Like
think
surprise race and flop race?
I think best surprise, like who's been the best surprise on the grid and who's been the biggest
Oh,
flop.
oh, okay. I think Isaac's been the biggest surprise for
Yeah,
me.
same.
Biggest flop has been Ferrari.
Ooh, tough. I would also honestly say, not that I'm shocked, but Alex Albon, biggest surprise, just because I think
Sure.
we were very kind of like, how's he going to do against Carlos? And like a little,
Yeah.
he's been, I mean, he had a rough go of it,
Yeah, yeah,
but
yeah.
like
But
he's been killing it. He's been
yeah,
killing
yeah,
it.
he's
And
great.
he's really like shown his stuff.
Hmm.
Um, George honestly has been a bit of a surprise, just that he's like as in,
Consistent.
yeah, as he's been. Biggest flop. I mean, yeah, Ferrari's been a big old flop. Driver wise, I mean, I would just say the Red Bull second seat, like,
Yeah.
objectively has just been not great.
Yeah, but how interesting.
Yeah.
Seems like it's the seat's fault.
And honestly, Aston Martin has been
Yeah.
floppy flop
Yeah, it's been a
opposite.
bummer.
Fernando's, not really done all that well, and Lance, and it's just like not been great.
Yeah.
Favorite bromance on the grid. This is our
Pierre and
last
Yuki all the time.
question. Pierre and Yuki, you said?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I mean, for me, like that's
I've
as,
also been really enjoying Isaac and Yuki.
yep, they're very, I wonder, like, how do you think Liam feels? I mean, I think
I
they all like Liam, but it does feel like Yuki and Isaac have a very special connection.
But I think that's what it's like they're just natural chemistry. Like I think Isaac is like gets along really well with Liam and it seems like they're really trying and I think Yuki and Liam had like did the same thing. I think it's just that Yuki and Isaac like organically really vibe well together.
Yep.
I don't think it's like a personal thing by any means.
No.
And I mean Yuki and Isaac appear are the same age.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So it's like they're just like really there's a kinship there.
Yeah. Well, also Liam and Yuki have history. Like they raced together when they were
hmm
younger. Like I think they've also been like competing a lot
Yeah.
at the same time, like for seats. And like I think there's just always been, maybe from my perspective, there's been more of
Yeah.
like a distance kind of built.
Yeah. There's a little tension,
Whereas
friction,
Yuki and Isaac, it's more like big brother, little brother, even
for
though,
sure.
I mean, I know
Same age. Mentally.
mentally, and same size. I think
Yeah.
Isaac's taller, but I know he's taller. I'm trying to think of, well, I mean, obviously we love Lando and Carlos,
Yeah. Always.
classic. Carlos and
Um,
Charles are always fun.
yeah. I am
Um,
enjoying Carlos and Alex.
Carlos and Alex are great.
hmm
I mean, I can't really think of anyone else who really stands out as like, oh, these two are amazing. I actually, who I want to shout out, who I've actually been enjoying their content on TikTok, especially Esteban and Ollie.
Oh, I haven't really seen it.
It's they're fun. They make fun
Okay.
content together,
All
and I
right. I'll have
just
to.
underrated, but I want to shout them out.
Okay.
I mean, my probably my OG forever and always pairing will be Max and Daniel, but like,
Yeah. RIP.
but actually, no, it still lives on.
No, I know. It's just like we don't get to know about it.
Totally,
It's like in private now,
totally.
which is such a shame.
Okay, well, anything else we want to touch on before we wrap up?
I don't think.
Okay, well, this was a
Love
joy.
a mailbag.
Thank you for everyone and submitting questions. We'll have, I mean, the good thing is we've got a double header coming up, Austria, Silverstone, and then I'm sure we'll do like F1 movie recap, but we have summer, there's lots of weird off weeks. So if there's any other episodes you have like ideas for or things you want us to do, please message us on Instagram and let us know because we want to serve the audience.
Serve you, yeah. And
Yeah.
hey guys, I just want to point out too, we are nearly 60% of our way to my goal of 10,000 followers, and we're only 6 months into the year. So I do think, and by followers I mean subscribers on YouTube. Sorry, I haven't like really talked to people outside of my family for like a week and a half, so I feel like a little unhinged today. Um, but so if you want to subscribe to our channel, send it to your coworkers.
Find people on the
Anyone
street.
on the streets, yeah, like just maybe get a QR code with a link to our thing and just like share it around, like whatever you're into. But we're getting really close in my world. I mean, 60%, like that's a D, like that's great. We're not failing anymore.
I will say our rate, as I think we like just hit 5,000 or like maybe when we came back from our winter break in January, we were like we hadn't hit 5,000 subscribers yet.
hmm
So our like
So it's like 1,000 every 6 months.
yeah, so our
So
our
guys, we
our
need your
rate
help.
yeah, our rate isn't great, but like I think we can rebound it. We just need honestly we need like someone, one of our friends, maybe Pato, Frankie Muniz, um someone
Yeah,
in
do
our
a
family
giveaway.
to shout us out and get
Yeah, or
people.
maybe Brad Pitt could come on the podcast. Like that could help.
Brad Pitt. I know. Actually, I was kind of like they should have brought us to the media junkets, like done the junkets.
So can you imagine if we got to do a press junket?
I know. I mean, we would have done. It would have been
Those
the
are like serotonin in our veins.
perfect time for us to do it because we could have asked like
The
the
hard-hitting
real
questions.
F1 questions.
Yeah. Wow.
I
Well,
mean,
next time.
next F1 movie. Oh man. Okay. Well, I'm gonna have you end the podcast since it's gonna be
Okay.
here. So thank you guys for listening. We're so grateful to you, and we'll see you next week.
Enchanté.